Throughout history, dark and twisted souls have left a trail of terror. These serial killers have shocked the world with their brutal acts, mysterious motives, and unnerving legacies. Step into the chilling world of 10 of the most notorious killers the world has ever known. In the fog-choked streets of Victorian London, a shadowy figure stalked his victims with surgical precision. Jack the Ripper, whose identity remains unknown to this day, terrorized the city by savagely mutilating at least 5 women. In the 16th century, within the cold, imposing walls of Churchday Castle, lived Elizabeth Bathory, the so-called Blood Countess. Rumors spread through Hungary of her unspeakable cruelty, luring young girls to her castle only to torture and bathe in their blood, believing it would preserve her youth. It's said that over 600 victims fell prey to her sadistic desires, cementing her name in history as one of the most prolific female murderers. America's first serial killer, H.H. Holmes, built his deadly murder castle in Chicago during the 1893 World's Fair. A place of sinister design, with trapdoors, soundproof rooms, and secret corridors, Holmes lured his victims with promises of jobs and wealth, only to subject them to gruesome deaths within the walls of his twisted creation. His charm masked a calculating monster. Soviet Russia, 1978 to 1990. Andrei Chikatilo became known as the Butcher of Rostov. His reign of terror claimed over 50 lives, with his brutal killings often targeting women and children. The sadistic pleasure he derived from torturing and mutilating his victims sent shockwaves through the Soviet Union, while a flawed justice system allowed him to elude capture for years. A quiet, rural town in Wisconsin harbored one of America's most disturbing killers. Ed Gein, the inspiration behind infamous characters like Norman Bates and Leatherface, was a ghoul who robbed graves and created grotesque trophies from the remains of his victims. His home, a house of horrors, contained lampshades and masks made from human skin, chilling the very core of America's heartland. These killers, whose dark deeds have terrified the world, are only the beginning. From the streets of Whitechapel to the lonely plains of Wisconsin, the terror continues. But there are more sinister figures lurking in the shadows. Stay tuned for part 2 of the top 10 most notorious serial killers in history, where we reveal the final 5 who left their bloodstained mark on history